At Polymath Legal, we help real estate investors lawfully raise capital so they
Mhm.
can generate passive income while creating generational wealth. So if
Yeah.
you're trying to use other people's money and they're basically going to write you a check and hope that you write them back a bigger check, then hopefully I'm somebody that you call beforehand because there's lots of regulations and rules and whatnot. And so we try to make sure that we keep you locked up, or not locked up, but
Yeah.
tightened up. We don't want you locked up at all. We keep you tightened up legally so that you don't get locked up and you can focus on your deal and we handle all the legal stuff.
Welcome to the Real Estate Pros Show, where we interview real estate investing professionals from coast to coast, as well as the service providers that serve the real estate investing industry. Our goal is simple: share what's working now to help you improve and scale your business to the next level and meet the pros that can help you get there. Real Estate Pros is powered by Investor Fuel, America's leader in helping real estate investors and professionals build the business you need to live the life you've always dreamed of. Let's start today's show. Property insurance for real estate investors doesn't have to be difficult, but it does need to be there to protect you when you need it. MyInvestorInsurance.com not only provides insurance at 15 to 30% cheaper than traditional agencies, it's built specifically for real estate investors like you. You can set up an account in about 2 minutes, get quotes on properties, turn on and turn off insurance for your fix and flip or rental properties in around 2 minutes without having to talk to anyone directly, all through our portal. There's no better way or faster way to make sure you've got the coverage you need to protect you, and no more lengthy policies either. Once you're set up, you're billed monthly and prorated by the day for however long your policy is active. It's powered by MSI, the third largest independent MGA, with 1.5 million customers and more than $1 billion in cumulative premiums written. Get set up today in about 2 minutes at myinvestorinsurance.com/fuel.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Estate Pros podcast. I am your host, Q Edmonds. You know what I'm going to say? I am super excited to be here today. Excited about my next guest that I have here. And listen, his profession is important to an investor. Hear me very, very clearly. Listen, he helped investors lawfully raise capital, and he want to make sure that you are lawfully compliant. Okay, very, very serious. All right, this is an investor's best friend here. So, I want to thank you. I want to thank and introduce you all to Mr. Nicholas McGrue. How did I do, sir? McGrue?
Got it right. Nic McGrue. That's
Awesome.
me.
Nick, yeah, that's right. We did agree on Nick. I'm sorry. I'm always trying to be professional, put some respect in your name, but I felt that this is what we agreed on, Nick. My bad, bro. My fault.
Of lawyers enough, so I try to like ease it so casual, you know.
Bro, you listen. You hit the nail on the head. I'm trying to calm myself down. Like, this is a good guy. He on the outside, so now.
Yeah.
But man, Nick, seriously, thank you so much, man, for being here. I'm excited to do this with you. And I'll be honest, sir, I kind of want to dive in, man. So, I want you to tell people kind of what your main focus is these days, how you help the investor. Maybe give us a little bit of an origin story of how you got into law, origin story about how you got to the profession that you're in. And then, man, if you don't mind, telling them what part of the world you're in. And so, Nick, you got the floor, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to be here as well.
Mm.
My name is Nic McGrue. I'm the founder of Polymath Legal. We're located in Los Angeles, California. At Polymath Legal, we help real estate investors lawfully raise capital so they
Mhm.
can generate passive income while creating generational wealth. So if
Yeah.
you're trying to use other people's money and they're basically going to write you a check and hope that you write them back a bigger check, then hopefully I'm somebody that you call beforehand because there's lots of regulations and rules and whatnot. And so we try to make sure that we keep you locked up, or not locked up, but
Yeah.
tightened up. We don't want you locked up at all. We keep you tightened up legally so that you don't get locked up and you can focus on your deal and we handle all the legal stuff. The firm's been around for 15 years now. So started back in 2010 and have always been working in business or real estate, and started doing syndications and funds in the securities area with the raising capital in about 2012. And then I did a few for businesses, actually had some clients that their companies needed to raise some capital. And so we helped them do that lawfully. And then I had some clients that were real estate investors. And one of my clients said, I've got 30 single family homes, which I was like, that's amazing. Good job. Because I watched her kind of build this. But she said, I've got 30 single family homes, but the management's crazy. I'm like bouncing around, calling all these handymen. And so I said, hey, why don't you think about consolidating, sell the 30 and buy just a one single, 30 unit or so apartment building. Well, she liked that idea, but she liked it so much, she came back, she said, "Hey, I think I wanna go bigger than 30 units. I wanna use other people's money. Have you heard of this syndication thing?" And I said, "Oh, yeah." And so, 2014 was my first real estate syndication, and I'd say since 2016 or 2017, that's about 70% of what we do. So we're creating syndications, funds, and other ways for our clients to raise capital so they can do their projects. The bulk of our clients are buying apartment buildings or building apartment buildings, but we also have clients that are residential neighborhood developers. We have clients that are building office and industrial. So all various types of product that we help them raise for.
Stop living on an island and join the #1 mastermind in America for professional real estate investors. Investor Fuel is a community of hundreds of the nation's top investors working together to build stronger businesses and better lives. In addition to the amazing community of real estate investors acting as a board of advisors for one another, Investor Fuel members have access to 100% funding on purchase and repairs for our members only, a health insurance program, and benefits and discounts that more than pays for the membership of most of our members, meaning it's actually costing you money to not be a member of Investor Fuel. If you're looking to scale your business and build a business that allows you to live the life of your dreams, please visit investorfuel.com today and book a call with our team.
Do it. So
Yeah.
I've always been an entrepreneur at heart, and I always knew at some point I was going to have my own business. And
Gotcha.
even in law school teaches you it's primarily geared towards litigation, so fighting in court, kind of what we see on TV.
Yeah.
And after my first year, I enjoyed what I was learning. I enjoyed how it kind of reprogrammed my brain, how to think and solve problems
Mm,
better. But I was like, I
mm,
don't really see myself fighting in court all the day. I'm just not really. I like to resolve things and move on. And so I was like, I really like this. I'm not going to drop out because I like what I'm learning, and I got all this debt now, so I can't drop out.
that
And I
part.
was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know if this is what I want to do. And then my second year, I took a course called Entrepreneurship in the Law. So basically, it was teaching us how to advise business clients. And so it's a very different legal viewpoint. I said, yes, this is what I
Yeah.
want to do. And
Mm,
so after that, I focused taking classes in law school on business and real estate so that I could do that when I
yeah.
came out. And I graduated in 2009, which
Okay.
was a bad time to be in the job market. The economy was tanking, and I was applying for jobs that I didn't really want because they were litigation jobs, but I was applying for them because I need a job. And
Yeah.
I'm competing with people that had graduated 2 or 3 years before me that they had gotten laid off. And so I'm applying for jobs that I don't really want, competing with people that are much more experienced. Some of the jobs were paying less than what I could have made straight out of college. And I'm like, this is
Mm,
backwards. What is this? And
mhm.
so I thankfully had a friend, one of my classmates. She was working at a tax consulting firm and they needed some extra coverage. And so they're like, we'll train you, but it's not a full time job. But that job allowed me to keep my bills paid. And in the meantime, I told myself, I said, hey, you got to, even though you don't have a full time job, you got to spend the rest of the hours you're not working for somebody else. You got to do that working for yourself. And so I was
Mm,
reading, practice books and teaching myself more about the law. And then also building out my business plan for the one day when I would start my law firm, which I thought would be a lot further than it was. I ended up doing that for about a year and a half, where I'm kind of have that part time job, and it's not even part time. It's like I might work a week one month, and then 3 weeks the next month, and no weeks the next month. But it's enough to keep things afloat.
mm,
And so I was doing that for about a year and a half. And my original plan was to work at a firm for about 3 years and then start my own. And I was like, man, I'm like halfway through that timeline already and haven't really worked at a firm. And then I had a project with this company, and I was out in New York. It's a 1 week project that turned into 2 weeks, which turned into 4 weeks.
yeah.
And it's good. They paid me well, and they had me staying at like a fancy hotel in Midtown. Food was taken care of, like really nice, and I got taken
Yeah.
care of really well and made good money as well. But
Yeah.
I was copied on some wrong email to where I'm seeing what they were billing the actual client. And it was just me and two other people there the whole time doing all the work. And again, I got paid very well, but I saw what the company was getting paid, and I was like, "Oh, I think I might be going about this backwards." I was like,
Mm,
"Even if I'm not getting that big, if I'm getting 100% of it, that might be a little bit better." And so that's kind of what gave me the courage to, when I got back, I said, "You know what? I've been planning this firm for a year and a half. Now is the time." And
yeah.
I lucked out that one of my really good friends was a commercial property manager for a family-owned real estate company. And the week that I started, they had fired their real estate attorney. And so she called me and said, "Hey,
Mm,
you do real estate, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And so I met with the owner of that company, and that company ended up being my first client. And that's the
Mm.
company that kind of allowed me to grow the firm and build it out even more.
If you're looking for consistent, high-quality leads, look no further than Investor Machine. Investor Machine isn't just another agency, it's the most sophisticated, data-driven lead generation company on the planet for real estate investors, and serves the role of being not just a lead generator for your business, but a marketing partner that is helping you achieve your goals along the way. Go to investormachine.com to learn more and schedule a call with our team today.
Man, sir, thank you so much for the journey, man. Thank you for walking us through it. Listen, thanks for being very careful with your speech. Like, I lawfully help people raise money lawfully. Like, look, I didn't see enough shoulders that, like Breaking Bad and stuff. And know some lawyers ain't helping people lawfully. So I appreciate that. But man, I appreciate the journey. And honestly, I want to pick a little bit at the young Nick. I want to pick a little bit at the Nick that came into like to maturation as an adult. Like, what are some identifiable tools, strategies, systems that you've learned that help you as a person along the way, right? Like, there's definitely some business strategies, and we can talk about that as well. But what are some personal strategies that you know that has helped you become the man Nick that you are today?
Yeah, yeah, I love that question. I think one just personal trait that I have is that I've always been a curious person. If there's something that kind of interests me, then I don't want to just like learn a little bit about it. I want to learn it until I'm like, I don't like this, or learn it and I'm like, oh, I love this. Let me dive in deeper.
Yeah,
So I've
yeah.
always been a curious person. So I think as an entrepreneur, that just helps you a lot. That's
Yeah.
actually how I got the name Polymath Legal came. A polymath is like a Renaissance person, somebody who's trained in many skills, and so for
Ooh,
me, I was like, yeah, I have lots of interests. And then my clients also are doing lots of things. And so I wanted something more than, the law offices of Nic McGrue. And so I was like, yeah, I'm a polymath. And my clients are kind
mm,
of polymaths as well. So yeah, I
mm,
think that curiosity has always been very helpful because when there's a problem or something, I'm like, let me figure out how to learn this. Let me figure out how to resolve this. Yeah,
yeah.
so I think curiosity has been very helpful for me. Another thing about me that kind of just came naturally and law has strengthened it is that I'm very kind of strategic and forward looking. I
Mm,
think part of it's almost a trauma response. When I was younger, we didn't come from a lot of money, so we didn't really have the opportunity to make a mistake. So you had to have plans A, B, C, and D lined up
mm,
because if something went wrong, you're just out. And
yeah,
so it started out as a kind of a trauma response, probably, but I've been able to harness it as a strength. But yeah, being able to forward think and think about, okay, what could go wrong, and if this goes wrong, how are we going to respond to that? I think that has been good for me as a business owner and entrepreneur, and also as a
yeah.
lawyer, guiding clients is very helpful there as well. So yeah, I'd say my curiosity and my kind of forward thinking strategic mindset have been very helpful for me in my career.
Yeah. Man, thank you so much for sharing, man. I always tell people, especially when people share from just an authentic place, thank you for the gift of your vulnerability, right? Thank you for letting us dig a little deep, showing us, some of the things you went through when you were younger, kind of led you to kind of where you are now. You talked about not having much money when you growing up, kind of got you forward thinking. So I appreciate that. And I definitely appreciate the word curiosity, like being curious. So my 2024, and I don't pick anything like as a New Year resolution. If I'm being honest, I always let God show me a discipline that I need to work on, right? So like my 2024 was rest, learning how to stop overthinking. Stop doing too much. Like doing too much when you're not effective, you're not productive, you're just doing a lot because you think you got to do a lot. So 2024 was a very kind of getting essential for me, like essential about what I say hell no to, what I say hell yes to. And so 2024 set me up for 2025. When I got into 2025, what he hit me with is that I'm envious and jealous of a lot of people, and I'm not really confronting the stuff that I need to deal with. I'm worrying about what everybody else is doing, why they succeeding, and so I'm genuinely envious and jealous. I didn't think so, but once I broke it down, when I realized why am I so upset? Why does when I compare myself to other people, I find myself in the front. So that had to hit me, and so in 2025 I worked on that, and so now my 2026 he hit me with you need to be more curious, and I was like, well, what do you mean by that? He was like, you need to be curious about why you're angry, why you eat the way you do, why are you not making the money you making? Like, and so curiosity has opened my mind up. And I don't know if this is my 2077 word or not, but like confronting now because I'm curious, I'm able to confront whatever's in front of me. And confront just means like you're confronting, turning your feet towards whatever's in front of you, and you're really going after it. And so I just said all that to say, that word curious really hits me, and I understand exactly what you mean. And I appreciate you bringing it up. And so I want to ask you, maybe you can piggyback on with anything that I said, but I want to ask you the question: what's the next real goal for you? Like, what are you looking to solve or scale next?
If you're a new or newer real estate investor looking to launch or grow your real estate investing business, please check out Investor Fuel Club. It's a coaching community, but unlike anything you've ever seen before. And you can actually partner with members of our mastermind from coast to coast on deals right in your market. There's no better opportunity to build a consistent business than to literally partner with pros to help you avoid costly mistakes, avoid the need for capital to do deals, and help you eliminate your fears as you're starting your business. Learn more about Investor Fuel Club at investorfuel.com/club.
Yeah, the bigger goal, I'd say, so I've had the firm for 15 years, but really the first 10 years, I more so owned a job versus owning a
Mm.
business. It was primarily me. I might have had one or two employees here or there, but it was me kind of just doing everything. And then 2019, I said, you know what, let me really focus and put some time and invest money as well into this firm and really think about growing it. And so I've grown my staff and started learning how to really run a business with staff and manage employees and things like that. And at one point, I think we even had six team members. Now, with that growth, I also learned that being lean is important as well. So we have
Mm.
three team members now, plus myself, and leaned out and really have streamlined our processes and our systems. And so, really, the goal for me is to just continue that growth, continue
Yeah,
building the firm because we are still small. And so, I do still have a couple of different hats on for the business. And really,
yeah,
the goal is to grow it to where I can just solely wear the CEO hat. Right now, I'm CEO and head attorney,
yeah,
and
right.
everything else, essentially, if there's a need. And the
Absolutely.
team is great, and they do their
Yeah,
role very
absolutely.
well. So I am
Absolutely.
supported very well. But yeah, just looking to grow that even more to where I can really just lean into the CEO role and focus solely on how well is this business running, how's it growing, how can I be better for my clients, better for my employees, and produce better services overall.
Absolutely, man. And I'm glad you talked about your team. Of course, at the top of the show, we talked about your relationship with investors. So that's what I want to talk about a little bit, relationship building, right? Is relationship building important to you? Has it served you well? What is your perspective when it comes to relationship building?
100%. I'm so glad you used that word. I actually have the trademark phrase relationships first. That's our firm's motto, relationships first.
Dope.
Yeah, because back in 2010, when I was thinking about the firm and building it out and whatnot, I was thinking about, what have been, when I think about the milestones in my life at that time, and there's been plenty more since then, but when I was thinking about the milestones in my life, especially when I was able to level up to a different, to the next step of where I'm trying to go, there was always some relationship that helped me with that.
Hmm.
And I don't look at relationships as a way for me to take, it's a give and take because the people that
Yes,
I have
sir.
relationships with, I want to do what I can for them as well.
Yeah.
But at that time, I realized I was like, yeah, the things that have allowed me to have the success I had had at that time all stem somewhere from a relationship. I talked earlier about working at that tax consulting firm. That came because I had a friend who thought well of me, who knew I was intelligent and could learn, and she said,
Mm.
"Yeah, I can trust Nic. Let's have Nic do this." That the first client that I got that came because I had a relationship, and
Yeah.
so yeah, our motto is relationships first, and so
Mm.
relationships in business, especially with a service business, extremely important. And so, yeah, we
Mm.
try to build strong relationships with our clients so that we can be proactive when they have legal needs. I build, professional relationships with my team because I do care about them. I want to make sure that they are happy at the place they're working at as well. So, yeah, relationships, high, 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 high on the list for sure.
Yeah. Listen, man, with so here we go again, talking about your forward thinking. I mean, the fact that you can forward think and brand relationship first lets me know that's like part of your anchor. That's part of like who you are. That's like part of your through line. That's part of your DNA, right? And so now, man, I hear you loud and clear, and I am with you, man. Relationships or everything. I say it quite often that I feel like my purpose is to unite, like to be a connector, and my passion to do that is through storytelling. That's why I do podcasts and writing. But I believe we are all connected by something. It's just finding that common denominator. Like you said, unfortunately, it may be trauma, it may be a trauma bond, but we're connected some type of way. It could be just different ways that we do things. There's always a connector that connects people together. And so I like when you said relationship first because I truly believe if we find a common denominator, we can truly relate on an authentic level. It has to be organic. We don't have to force it, but
Yep.
there is something that you and I can relate to. There is something that we can relate to. And if I can't relate to you, I'll connect you with somebody else who you can relate to. And so yeah, I hear you, man. Relationship first is brilliant. Um, Listen, Nick, is there any topic that we haven't touched that maybe you wanted to touch, coming in? Is there anything in your mind you wanted to talk about? Is there any kind of word of inspiration, education, motivation that you want to leave? Like, is there anything that you want to say to our audience right now?
I think I'd say since we talked kind of on my entrepreneurial journey, and a lot of my clients are entrepreneurs as well, I'd say for anybody out there that's in their journey, kind of as you were kind of even what you were talking about, how you're looking at like, why are other people doing this or how am I not there? I would say be kind to yourself and have
Mm,
patience.
mm,
One thing early on, again, back in like 2010, when I'm starting the firm, I was also working on another small business with a friend of mine. And we were working and working, and we're like, man, why is this not popping off? Why are we not getting there? And at the time, I was like 30 or so, maybe even in my
mhm,
20s. And I had the epiphany. I looked at my friend. I said, a lot of the people that we're looking at that we're trying to be, they're like 35, 40, 45,
mm,
50. They're
mm,
much older than us. And so I was like, let's just keep going. Either we're going to be successful and get the milestones and goals we want, or we're going to learn from that. And either way, call that successful as well. So I'd say, and now, 15 years later, I still have growing to do, but I am if you asked me 15 years ago, looking at me now, I'd be super excited. And so, yeah, I
yeah.
think be kind to yourself as long as you're trying to, place a brick every single
Mm,
day, take a small step forward every day. Be kind to yourself and know that you are doing the work and have patience. Time, I
yeah.
always think is a great equalizer. And
Mm,
so, if you just keep taking a step forward every day and add some time to that, you're going to get there. It may not be as quick as you want, and it's often not as quick as what we see on the social media or TV or anything like that, but it may not be as quick as you want or as quick as you see other people, but you keep moving forward, you're going to get to it. You're going to arrive to a great place. And sometimes even the place that you arrive is not where you were trying to go, but you realize,
oof,
oh, this is an even better place. So yeah,
oof.
be kind to yourself, have some patience, and you'll get there.
Like, I feel like hugging myself, like you just dropped a bomb. I'm like, want to be kind to yourself, bro. Pat yourself on the back, man. Like, no, man, you hit on so many different things. So me and my wife, we have a saying that say time takes time. So like
Mm,
when we are building our relationship, sometimes, we're butting heads because we want to be faster or more, further along the way we are. And then we reset ourselves and say, you know what, babe, time takes time. Like it takes time for me to learn you. It takes time for these things to gel together. So I absolutely love that, what you said. And then I also say probably now, once the episode, I say destiny has no wasted moments.
oh,
Meaning like, and you
Lord.
you get it, right?
Love it. Yeah.
That's and you get it, right? Like it has like it there's no scrap. Destiny uses everything. It uses the scraps. It uses everything you poured into you. It has no wasted moments. So when you get to the destination where destiny meets its course, you're going to be prepared. Just keep being intentional. Keep developing yourself. Like you said, keep having grace on yourself. And I'm kind of sad that I overtalked you because what you just said lastly was a true bar. And so I'm just gonna repeat what you said again. Have grace on yourself. And I think that was so important because that really impacted me on a personal level. So I really appreciate you saying it, man. Real
Yeah, of
talk.
course.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, man, this has been great, Nick. Listen, if someone wanted to reach out to you, connect with you, learn more about what you're doing, how can they get in contact with you, sir?
Yeah, you can find me on social media. So Instagram and TikTok, it's Nick the Lawyer, or you can go to our website. The firm's Polymath Legal. So it's www.polymathlegal.com. And on there, you can message us. It has our phone number, and you can even schedule a discovery call with us as well.
Beautiful. Nick, man, so I want to say sincerely first, thank you for your time. because as you know, as a lawyer, time, time is important. Time is billable.
Invoice is coming later.
Invoice. God, look, I thought maybe I should have kept my mouth shut. God dang. But man, definitely thank you for your time. I value your time. I know you can put a premium on your time. So I thank you for giving us a little bit of your time today.
My pleasure.
Thank you for your story, man. Like, the late Kobe Bryant says, nothing in this world moves without story. So everything tells a story. The glasses I have on have a serial number. These computers that we're on, they have a story to it. With man's. So everything has a story. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And lastly, thank you for your perspective. Thank you for the way you think. Thank you for bringing that mindset to this platform. I really appreciate you being here today, man.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. So listen, y'all got it. Y'all heard Nic. You got the value. We're gonna raise capital lawfully, right? Right? Yeah, that was the through line here, okay? But no, you definitely got the value from Nic. Please check him out, but definitely make sure you are subscribed here because I promise you, we're going to continue to bring up incredible people just like Mr. Nic. So Nic, thank you again, and to everyone else, we'll see you on the next time.
Thanks for joining us for today's Real Estate Pros Show. You can learn more about the amazing benefits of the Investor Fuel Mastermind community, including surrounding yourself with hundreds of other rock stars, 100% financing for your deals, and members-only discounts from vendors you're likely already using that, as a member of Investor Fuel, will save you more than the cost of your membership. Visit investorfuel.com to learn more. If you're interested in joining us as a guest of this show, please visit investorfuel.com/pros to apply. You can also check the show notes for access to free resources, how to get access to world-class lead generation, and much more. Don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another episode. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next show.